I know that you started the project with Peavey quite some time ago.
That's right.
And you've
yeah.
done 2 amps now.
That's right, yeah. We, when I say we, I mean Hartley and I have designed amps on napkins at NAMM shows. And I worked with engineer John Fields extensively, not only on the JSX100 watt head and the cabinet, but the mini colossal amp, the little 5-watt Class A amp, and a whole stream of prototypes that wind up on records, but still take a couple of more years of R&D to finally come out. So the relationship is great. They follow the craziest ideas that I have, and they always come up with great suggestions about added features. For one, here's a typical 100-watt head, 3 channels. Most of the stuff on here is pretty normal, but I think the cool thing about it is what happens afterwards. And a lot of people try to have recording outputs, and it's generally just a preamp output. But they were able to design a direct out that actually comes out of the speaker bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's a completely different sound, and it is truly what you would call a simulated speaker output. And we use that live, and we use it in the studio. I use it at my home studio as well. It's fantastic. The cool thing about this is that every sound that you're going to make during a show most likely is going to be different. And the average sound guy out there is going to say, well, okay, if all I have is a 57 to work with, then I'm going to have to do a lot of work. So if they can put more mics on, it's even better. If they can get a completely clean, discrete sound out of the cabinet, that's even better. But once they're time aligned back at the front of house desk, and he knows, let's say, Joe's going to do this incredibly, biting solo here, and I want to use, a mic to fatten it up, and he's using the CAD, this Tryon 7000, or he says this one, he's playing very delicately. I don't want to hear any ambient noise from the stage. I'm going to use the direct out of the back. And so it's really an option, not only for someone who just loves that sound, but it's also an option for the sound guy who does have a collection of mics they like, but needs during the set to choose the different guitar sounds that make the live sound work. So it might be a combination, or it might be one song, it's the direct out, the next song it's the condenser, the next song it's the dynamic mic, So.
Perfect. Perfect.
But yeah, it's been fabulous. I mean,
now you said 3 channels.
Yeah, it's got a clean channel, and it's got a crunch, and it's got an ultra. The clean channel is something that we did from the ground up, and then in being a fan of Peavey for years, I said, well, can we borrow some stuff, And James Brown had been designing amps there for many years, and I love the Classic 50, and so we borrowed a circuit from the Classic 50 to create the crunch channel. And then from the Ultra, I actually liked the amber channel of the XXX, and so those were our starting points. And then we tried to create a sound that was much more refined, almost as if the guitar was already recorded, wonderfully limited and compressed, and coming out of a stereo speaker. And that was what we were thinking at the time, to create a sound that was unlike what you can find anywhere in a music store floor, which is any kind of gain level, any kind of amp switching, any kind of aggression level, let's say. But something that's totally refined, I thought, was missing in the market, and what I needed both live and in the studio. And so we went with it, and it turned into a very unique amp with its own signature sound. And of course, the hallmark of the clean channel is that you can take a pedal like the Saturator and plug into it, and it sounds just like it's another high gain channel. And that's because we just worked on it, and we had all of our favorite pedals, and we made sure that if someone wanted to just use pedals and the clean channel, that it would be great.
It would still work.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And of course, look at the chrome.
I'm grooving on the chrome.
Yeah, the chrome is great. I love that. There you go.
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Joe.
Larry.
Thank you so much.